Starmine.
Hey everybody, welcome to the StarminePodcast, episode 15. You'll notice that our numbering is a little weird with that kind of half episode that Nick and I did a month or two back. But yeah, this is actually episode 15. With me is John.
Hello, I am John.
Nick may be in later, may not. He flows like the wind. Or something like that, I don't know. So yeah, it's been a while, John. I guess I will start on my time in the past month of what I've been doing. I finished like 3 games, man. 3.
Wow, nice.
I haven't finished a game since like Mass Effect like 2 years ago, and suddenly, I mean, they were 2 of them were shorter games. I finished Never Alone, which is a PlayStation Plus game, a little puzzle platformer thing. It was pretty fun. I guess it was financed by like an Inuit or some sort of Native American council.
Oh.
So it's based on like a folk tale that somebody was told by their grandfather or something like that. But cool, interesting little thing, you know.
Yeah.
Pretty good art style. I think it was done in Unity. I don't know. Other one I did was another PlayStation Plus game, because they're free and I can play them. It was called oh man, it's completely blanked on it. Counter Spy. That's what it was called. Little stealth action platformer, 2.5D side scroller kind of thing. Move through. It's this perverted, hilarious look at the Cold War, where the Soviets and the United States are racing to see who can nuke the moon first. And you play a third-party organization that's trying to stop them from nuking the moon, and you do that by breaking into both sides' facilities, and like, if you get seen too many times or you cause too much havoc or stuff like that, then the DEFCON level gets to 1 and they launch their nukes premature and blow up the moon. And there's a lot of little humorous touches of like how ridiculous this whole premise is. There's like pamphlets about like the world after the moon's been nuked, and like how to survive like horrible tidal waves and like stuff like that. Like that they know exactly what's going to happen, but they don't care. They're gonna beat the other at destroying the moon. Funny little touches, like both in the background and in items you pick up. It's a cool little game. Pretty interesting art style. You can definitely tell, like, just by looking at the pictures, the difference between like the Russians and they call them the what is it, the communists and the imperialists, and those are the two, you know, sort of poking fun at the, as I said, poking fun at the Cold War. That was a really fun one. That one didn't take me too long either, as I said, kind of shorter PlayStation Plus game. The other one was Remember Me. Do you remember Me, John?
I do not.
Remember we saw, that was the first year we went to PAX, Comcast. Capcom was promoting it, and that chick that was dressed up as the main character was handing out like pamphlets or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember it now?
was that the character that was like charging $5 to have a photo with him?
It might have been. I'm not sure. I don't remember that much, but yeah, it was. It got panned pretty badly as sort of like a not great game. It wasn't fantastic or anything, but it was. It was pretty good. It was okay. I saw one review. I think it was Yahtzee said, and he was pretty right that it was. They had this memory remixing mini game that you did, and then like this build a combo thing, where like and both of them were like only half developed and like jammed together into the same game, whereas they should have focused on one or the other and like made the game about that. Like you only do like the memory switch around thing like 4 times in the game, and And it would have been cool if it was more like if it was a stealth game or something like that, where you like went to the mind of guards that just saw you and like changed their memory to you not being there, so you could keep stealthing around, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Or just an idea there. But the combo system was pretty interesting though. They had like set X's and Y's. I was playing with a Xbox controller on Steam, but they had set like X and Y combos that you assigned properties to, and you had like certain. There was 4 types. There was like a power attack. There was a recovery attack, which like healed you. Then there was a cooldown reduction attack, which was pretty cool too. And then a chain attack, which just amplified the last like type of like button that was in there. So if you put it after like a power attack, it'd be even a stronger attack. After a healing attack, it would heal you even more. After a cooldown attack, it would take off more off the cooldown timer. So by the end of it, you kind of have a specialized, like my cooldown timer was the easiest one to do because I could just sort of jam that down people's throats until my special abilities came back on and I could use them again. The healing one, you wanted to be a little bit longer so you could get a little bit more healing out of it. The power attack, same sort of thing. And then the last big combo ended up just being everything I had left because there wasn't much else. But not a bad story. Overall, kind of predictable. I mean, you wake up with amnesia, but it's a game about like changing people's memories, so I guess that's not too out there. They like erase your memory, so I guess I'd recommend it though if you can get it for cheap. Didn't run very well on my computer, but I have a crappy laptop, so I don't know. You might like it though, John. It's pretty easy. I think it only took me like 7 or 8 hours to play through on normal. So if you want to play it, like they have an easy mode that just kind of you can probably blast through pretty easily.
Yeah, I've just added to the list of games I need to play.
Yeah. Do you own it already? You might own it already.
let me go check.
Yeah. I've been starting to go through my Steam library list, and Remember Me was sort of the first one that it was like, oh, I'll just play this one real quick and see how it goes. After that, I tried to play Dark Void, which I've heard some good things about. It's the jetpack game that came out last gen. Unfortunately, I guess on the Steam version, there's a bug right now. Well, there has been a bug for the past 2 years that the CD keys haven't been added to the database, so you have to like contact Capcom and like tell them, hey, can you fix this? And that's been about a week, and I haven't heard anything back, so that's been fun.
Good luck.
So yeah, pretty much. So instead, I've been playing Star Wars Dark Forces. I got that in a Humble Bundle. Nick, if he were here, would be verbally praising me because I finally am playing it. It's an old DOS game in the same sort of style as Doom. You can shoot. You can like move your camera up and down though, and you can like jump. And there's like multiple levels and stuff though. Like the game has multiple like levels, like stories of the facility that you're in. So it's not like Doom that has like just like transportation, like teleporters whenever you go underwater or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you knew that the Doom was all, there was no overlap that was allowed on Doom. It was all one level. But yeah, it's been pretty fun, I guess. I mean, it's an old DOS game, so it runs kind of weird on a new computer, but I didn't know Steam just could boot DOSBox right after you launched a game. That was kind of weird. I ended up minimizing it to talk to your brother, I think it was actually, and it was just like, oh, DOSBox is running. Why is DOSBox running? I don't have that installed here. And then it was like, oh yeah, it's a DOS game. Go figure. But yeah, fun little first-person shooter, old-style first-person shooter. With the new Star Wars coming out, I kind of wanted to play some of the older games, and I've been playing a little bit of Battlefront 2 as well. But that was one I hadn't played before, and you steal, like, the first mission is stealing the Death Star plans, so, good start, I guess.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, other than finishing 4 games or 3 games, I haven't been really doing much else.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. What about you? What have you been doing?
Well, I mean, the number one thing is while I was in the middle of playing Grand Theft Auto, still kind of plugging away through that, I was in the middle of a cutscene, and Trevor's head just started shooting spikes out everywhere.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, that's not normal. Cutscene ended. I moved about maybe 30 feet in a car, and then the PlayStation 4, hard locked up. Held down the power button. It turned off. I'm like, okay, I'll just turn it right back on. Never booted up again.
That sucks.
Yep. So, that's actually my second PlayStation 4 that's died. The first one shipped to me from launch with a broken USB drive.
Mm-hmm.
So I go contact support on the chat, and they're telling me, yeah, it sounds broken. Do a full system reformat, then contact us again. Ends the chat on me. So I do that. Takes about 15 minutes. And get back to the chat. Talk to a different person. Like, yeah, this sounds broken. You're gonna have to send that in. It's out of warranty, so it's $150, which is better than buying a $400 PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it still sucks, but yeah, I guess that's true.
Yep. So they gave me a link to click on to put in all my information in. Go through, put in all the information on the website. Then it gets to the very last step where I guess it's trying to ask for billing information. And it goes, oops, something went wrong. Contact the chat. So the chat threw me off to this website. The website threw me off to the chat. I go back to the chat, and they're like, I re-entered it for you. You can go ahead with the website. I go ahead and you're going to hold on with me here while I go to the website. Mr. Chat person. Go to the website, same error, same place, tell them that, and it's like, oh, you're going to have to call in. So I'm talking to these guys on Saturday night when they're already closed, like the voice people.
Yeah.
And it's already about 40 minutes after when I normally would go to sleep. And the call-in centers close on Sunday.
So now you gotta wait 2 days.
I had to wait till Monday, which I'm not home on Monday, so I ended up calling on Tuesday, getting that whole order put in. They come with a nifty box that is packaged well better than the PlayStation 4 is in an actual retail box. It's got legit padding and foam and everything, and it's real snug in it. They have directions, you put this anti-static bag over it, and then fit it into these weird, cheap-looking plastic. That might be the problem, is that the foam or plastic looks real cheap, despite being good. Then it has you rip off the old label, put the new one on, and send it back through FedEx. Apparently goes to Texas, and that's where my PlayStation 4 is right now.
How long did they say it was going to take?
Once they receive it, it's 7 to 10 business days. So I'll probably
at least a week.
I'll probably have it next week to maybe a week after that.
It sucks.
Yeah. The biggest pain there is that I don't know if all of my cloud saves were cloud saving. So I hope when I get it back, I can just pull down that GTA save, because I have probably 30 hours in that.
Yeah, that would not be great.
I would never play it. I would never beat it.
Yeah, I know that's what happened with me at Ico the first time. Whenever it got deleted, I was just like, nope, I'm done.
Another problem is that I got MLB 15, the new baseball game. And one of the new features of it is that it imports your save from the previous game. So so you can just continue on with the new features and everything.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's something that made me actually, instead of having the same 3 seasons in the minor leagues before I get burnt out of the game. because I play a Road to the Show, which is you're playing as one character.
Like the career mode, right?
Yeah. I'm already an established rookie in the major leagues instead of having 3 seasons in the minor leagues. If I lose that save, I'll be sad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time on that.
You and your sports games. You're such a bro, man.
Yeah, I'm the most bro of bros.
Just Gran Turismo and Madden. That's all you play.
Well, since my PlayStation 4 has been broken, I've been playing Forza and Hearthstone, to everyone's shock.
I'm surprised. Hearthstone again?
Yeah, well, Hearthstone came out on the iPhone, so it's good. Spent
presumably it's the exact same game as the other ones.
Yes, you can play against people on the computer and everything too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cross-platform.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised more people don't try to do that.
Yeah, it's really cool. It ties right into your Blizzard account, so it has all the same cards and everything that I have unlocked. I finally got to use iTunes credit that I had accrued over multiple years to purchase $50 worth of cards for free.
Wow.
And it failed when I went through that purchase. So I had to go contact Blizzard support.
You've just been having a hell of a time, haven't you?
Yep. And they told me, oh, well, we're going to have to wait 3 days to see if this actually goes through, this transaction.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't, give us a contact again. So I had to wait 3 days after buying 40 card packs. It's kind of.
Did it go through, or
No, the transaction never went through properly, so they just credited me 40 card packs.
Nice, but you still lost your iTunes points.
Well, I got what I paid for, so it's not a problem. But
I'm at so you lost your points, but you never got your card packs, so they just gave you the card packs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. I'm glad Blizzard support is nice, because I imagine that would have been a bitch from other companies.
Yeah. A lot of too bad, so sads.
Yep. Oh, you should have done something differently.
Yeah, you shouldn't have used our store page. You should have used iTunes store page.
I finished the DLC case for the Ace Attorney game that came out in 2012.
So, just right up on current events then, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm way up there. I will eventually start the. I was thinking of actually starting it tonight. The crossover between Professor Layton and Ace Attorney.
Oh, okay.
Kim's been on me to have that done. Apparently, it's way better.
I don't know. I don't play those games.
the original writer for the original series was on that game, and then they had like a B team work on the main series title.
Oh, okay.
Which is really weird when you think about it, but
yeah, that's definitely kind of strange.
They have an Ace Attorney game. The newest one is set in the past.
Oh, that's the one with Sherlock Holmes, right?
Yeah, which Watson's a little girl.
Yeah, I mean, are you really that surprised? But
they have a trailer out that looks really cool. I'm very excited for that. I just have to beat the other one 2 years after it comes out, so I can be real current. Yep. So, cool. Playing Forza Horizon. I think I might have mentioned that. With the PlayStation 4 broken, I beat that. There's like different championships. You go to different parts of the map because it's an open world kind of arcadey racing game.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to like the final race. That's the one where you go around the whole world. It takes 20 minutes. I unlocked that with 18% completion in that game.
The last, with 18%?
Yes, there's that much extra crap in the game.
Wow.
So,
wow.
That's a good thing, because the first Forza Horizon, I ended up doing all the events, and then I was bored, but I already bought the season pass for all the cars, which I have never touched any of them because I 100% of that game before any of the bonus content or any of the DLC cars came out. And there's no need to go back into it because it's like completing Burnout. You know, you did all the races and all the events. It's like you could go back in, but it doesn't have the same kind of feel.
Yeah.
Where you're not clicking off and completing things.
Yeah.
So, apparently there's 120 something championships, and I've done 10, 15 of them.
Wow.
Yep. I hope they didn't go in the other end and ends up being just too repetitive.
Yeah, the same stuff over and over again with slight difficulty increases, that sort of thing.
Yeah. No, it's fun. They have a thing where if you drive over a road, it completes a lot of live active leaderboards. Like, say there's like a speed check area, you speed through it, it'll give you your speed. It'll then tell you all your friends, see where you ranked against them, and if you're in a car club, which is a club of random people mostly, it'll give you your ranking inside that club. So even if you don't have friends on your friends list that play Forza, you can still get that same kind of leaderboard.
Oh. That's cool.
Yep.
I've always thought that, you know, non-interactive multiplayer stuff was kind of weird, but I guess that makes sense that if, you know, you're someone like you who doesn't have friends that play, too many friends at least, that play racing games, then you can still sort of see how you measure up to some randos.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, there's some friends that I've had on my friends list since Forza 3 that I played on the Xbox 360. I ended up getting a few Forza friends, I guess. So
Cool.
what for whatever that is worth. I don't ever talk to them. I just know their leaderboard scores and like which one's normally the best. Which I'm sure I'm the same for them. I'm just someone else to fill in their leaderboard.
If it works, I guess.
Yep. Drivatar is still a stupid name.
Hopefully he doesn't listen to this.
No. It's what whenever you're not, because there's no AI racers. Well, technically everyone's an AI racer that you're going against, but they're all based off of your driving avatar or your drivatar.
I thought that was like a gamer tag or something.
No. So it's based off of your driving ability. Like it keeps averages of how well you do around certain turns and stuff like that. So the more and more you play, the more and more it gets close to how you actually play in the game. And it could serve as an analog for offline play.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it apparently pushes in from Forza 5 and Forza Horizon all into one giant AI. So eventually they're going to replace all humans and just have robots play their games for them.
Yeah, I was going to say, no one has to play Forza anymore. We've done it.
Yep.
Good job, everyone. Cool.
Yep.
Anything else?
I kickstarted the... what's it called? Let me look up in the store here. The Car Mechanics Simulator 2015.
Oh, boy.
So my name is in the credits of that game.
I'm proud of you, John.
Yep. I loaded it up, 5 minutes, ran the credits, saw my name, shut it off.
That's all. That's all you did, huh?
Yep. My name's going to be in so many games by the end of this.
Did you go for the Yuka and Lele Kickstarter?
Yes. I'm debating on upping it to the console version for €5 more or whatever they are.
Did you ever play Banjo-Kazooie?
No, but it looks good.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. It was a rare game from N64 era, so it's at least passable.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be controversial and say I think it's a little bit overrated, but I think it also will show its age. Banjo-Kazooie, I'm not saying anything about Yooka-Laylee, because I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the original Banjo was a little bit aged, let's say. But it's an N64 game, so that happens.
Yep. N64 looks like trash when you look at it now.
Yep.
Just blurry. So blurry.
Yep. When half of my phone has a higher resolution than the N64. Oh boy.
Yep.
Anything else?
I'm rocking the mind around. No, not really. Nothing that I've played. I have more 3DS games to play because I did that Club Nintendo crap where all the coins were expiring.
Oh yeah.
So for not paying for it, I got the Super Mario 3D Land for 3DS, Crash Mode, which is the sequel of Push Mode, the puzzle game, and the Wii U version of Earthbound.
Oh, cool.
So all of that for free. Yay.
Sounds good. Are you gonna actually play Earthbound?
I want to. I started it on an illegal emulator recently.
Oh boy.
But now that I have a legal copy, maybe I'll just play it on the emulator again.
You gotta watch what type of ROM you got for it, because Earthbound's one of those games that's infamous for its pirated copies not being able to finish.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Like you don't gain experience or something like that.
No, it just at a point like right near the end of the game, it just sort of like ends, like it just crashes or something like that.
What a I was about to say a dick move, but nah, the people pirating it were kind of being the dicks.
Yeah.
So.
Including you.
Well, I mean, there was no legal way to get it. Now I have a legal copy, so.
Well, you could probably buy it for Super Nintendo.
I'd have to buy a Super Nintendo, too.
Well, yeah, but that'd be the legal way to get it. So that's what I'm saying.
I'll just play it on the Wii U.
Fair enough. Yeah. Anything else? Or is that it?
No, I think that's it.
Because I wanted to mention one more thing before we're done. I've been playing more EDF with our friend Nathan, or Defense Force, and there's so many goddamn weapons and so many goddamn missions in that game that it is absurd. I'm on mission 80 right now, and I looked it up, and there are 85 missions, and it's starting to get ridiculous. Just the amount of crap they're starting to throw at me. The one gun that I've been using recently is literally just a super soaker full of acid, so that's a fun one. The amount of like unique like weapon design though is just still ridiculously there's just so many different weapons. Like each sniper rifle looks different, you know, like each gun looks like a different gun, you know. Sometimes it's just a little bit of a palette swap on some of the ones that are really similar, but like a lot of the other ones are like fundamentally different. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
They put that much work. Like that game just keeps showing me more and more how much like pride and work went into a game that like the AI is laughable. You know, like the drone. I don't know. You've seen us play it before, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy.
You've seen all the drones just like crash into the ground and like into each other and everything.
It's a chaotic mess.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. But it's fun, chaotic mess, you know. But yeah, that's. Just wanted to mention that one, just because it has a fond place in my heart. But yeah, we're gonna go on to some news, and then hopefully this will fill some more time.
All right.
You are a very unlucky man, not just because your PS4 needed to be repaired, but if they wipe the thing, that means you're going to lose PT forever.
That is the case, yes.
Yeah. For those who don't know, quite recently, after the weird stuff that's been going on with Kojima and Konami, they have taken, I think it was last Wednesday, at the end, like the 29th, they took PT off the PlayStation Market, or PlayStation Store, whatever the hell they want to call it, and you can't even re-download it now. So...
Yep, pulled entirely off the servers.
Yeah, that's... seems a little vindictive.
It's, well, I mean, think about it in a way. There's no reason to have a playable teaser for a game that will never come out.
I mean, yeah, but it won horror game of the year from several people last year. You know, like I don't know.
Yeah, it's disappointing, that whole mess that Konami's doing.
Yeah. In a similar story, eBay has started taking down auctions selling PS4s with PT. I think it goes against their regulations or something. You can't like sell software already loaded onto systems or something like that. I think that it says here that the same thing. Yeah, the same thing happened with iPhones with copies of Flappy Bird whenever that was a thing.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that. I mean, because in order for it to work, it would have to have a actual PlayStation Network account on it.
Yeah.
Like not like a user ID that you'd have to give them to. So you'd be technically selling the account, which violates Sony's end user license agreement that you sign up with.
Yeah.
So.
Like this one that they showed a picture of on this Kotaku article that I'm going to link to. It says 500 gig PS4 with PT, 13 months, PlayStation Plus, Bloodborne, and more, free shipping. And it says buy it now for $1,300.
That's a steal.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately, and there's not much we can do about it at this point. Maybe there's been speculation that they'll re-upload it without the Silent Hills ending. You know, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's. I mean, we all played it. When we were over at my place the one time, and it was definitely like a new type of horror game. In the same vein as like Amnesia and that sort of thing, but it wasn't like the YouTube fodder that like is just jump scares and scary faces.
Mm-hmm.
It was genuinely creepy and like unsettling, and I really did enjoy it. You were kind of mad at me for just sort of sprinting through it, but I really did have a good time with it.
Yeah, it's designed for you to kind of look around and get more creeped out.
Yeah, I guess I don't usually do that. Well, since we're on the topic, what do you think of the whole? I mean, what's your speculation? Well, this will be some speculation time with John and David about Konami and Kojima. What do you think's going on with that whole deal?
Well, I watched some video, which I'll probably link you to it so you can put it in the comments. But
sounds good.
It's some guy who says he had a contact with Konami. He wanted to be anonymous, so you can't confirm anything. But it's going through where someone came up and says that the CEO of Konami hates Kojima, all that nonsense, and that they're intentionally being assholes to them, knowing that Kojima will want to finish the game above all else.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what I think will happen afterwards is that Kojima will definitely leave Konami. After that, I don't know if he'll start his own studio or sign on with someone else, like a Sony or Microsoft. I can't see Microsoft being a possibility, but
I mean, he's worked with them on some ports, and Microsoft kind of needs. I mean, they got that exclusive with Platinum. They got some exclusives with some odd like. Why would Microsoft have an exclusive with Platinum Games? That's kind of a weird one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right that I think it's more likely he's going to join up with someone rather than make his own company. I think he could, but I think he probably works better under the resources of others and having someone to provide, all this stuff for him, rather than him having to find investors and like I think the way he probably operates, like obviously I don't know, but I think the way he probably operates, he's better without having to do the administrative stuff other than like directing the game. Because I imagine the man puts his all into his games, because we've seen him put his all into these games, and you know, having to deal with investors at the same time as directing a new, you know, whatever. That doesn't seem like it'd be very easy to do.
Yeah, I wonder if it's a case where Konami was like, we want this game out now. And Kojima kept saying, like, no, it's not done. He's not going to rush it. Probably one of the few people in the industry who could pull that off.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have talked before about, like, you know, the subject matter of the newest game is going to be dark. You know, it's going to be real dark. And, you know, what was it a want to censor something that was, you know, taken too far or thought is too dark or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that. I'm taking his name off of the game. I wonder if it's just like off the box art, but like when you start the game, it'll still say like a Hideo Kojima game because they're not going to be able to modify the internals of the game or what kind of.
I would imagine that's sort of the. That's probably what's going to happen. I don't know if you've been keeping up with Metal Gear Solid and like all those Facebook pages and everything. That as soon as they post anything, there's just 1,000,001 posts of a Hideo Kojima game over and over and over again. It's pretty great.
Yeah, the problem is I don't think anyone in Konami cares. They're obviously
they
exiting.
Definitely don't.
They're obviously not focusing on games anymore. After
I mean they've even said, you know, basically that they're gambling, like their pachinko machines or whatever. I think they do slot machines. Those have made more money and always have made more money for them than anything else.
Mm-hmm. They're also in that same video they reference how gambling is illegal in Japan. That's why pachinko machines kind of exist.
Yeah, it's sort of a weird half gambling.
And this all started to happen around the time where like a bill to make it legal in Japan again just started happening.
Yeah.
So it seems like the CEO is like, we need to get money as soon as possible because I want money.
Yeah.
And while games like Metal Gear Solid through Kojima do make money, it's a slow and expensive investment before you get a return.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. I mean, obviously the delisting from the stock exchange is sort of a red herring of what's been going on. Everyone was kind of freaking out about that, but if you really read the articles, I mean, they've talked to investors about it for months, and it was just a timing thing, and they do 99% of their trading in Europe and Japan anyways, so why, I guess it's going to save them like millions of dollars a year or something like that.
Yeah, I think their stock prices went up after they announced it.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know anything about the stock market, but everything that I've read about it is people saying that it was a smart business decision to do it. So.
Well, I don't know if you've been to Konami's website like anytime soon, but whenever I heard that they were kind of shutting down their games division, I was like, what actually, like, I didn't actually know what they did other than like Metal Gear Solid. Like they had done some things in the past that I know of, and I went to like go to their games like on their website, and it just says I'm looking at it right now. The two listings are all games and Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess they did that new Castlevania where you were Dracula that everybody hated, and I guess they do a soccer game, football for people who aren't Americans. And I guess Suikoden 2, they did Rising, but I mean, they didn't even do Rising, you know, they just published it.
Yeah.
And then the rest is like remakes, like I see the 2 HD collections, the 3 HD collections with Metal Gear Solid, the Legacy Collection, and then there's not much that they even have anymore. So it's not even that it'll be, the only thing we're going to really lose is Metal Gear Solid, and I guess the possibility of there ever being a third Zone of the Enders.
Yeah, I think you can say that that's not going to ever happen now.
I think there might be a spiritual successor. Maybe that'll be the next game that Kojima does once he's free.
I imagine if he does make more games, it's going to be something totally different.
Yeah, I mean, he's been wanting to be done with Metal Gear Solid for a while, and he's literally written himself into a loop of time that he's going to have to start retconning Metal Gear Solid to fit into shit, and he's already had to retcon some of Metal Gear Solid, but he's going to have to, do it all from, Liquid's side or something like that to go anywhere with it,
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost, if he were to leave off, at least this is a semi-satisfactory point where we really do have all of the story now. There's from the important stuff of Big Boss up until Solid Snake and Big Boss dying, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I guess the only thing that gets drawn into question then, which could still probably happen, but I'm not really sure, is Revengeance 2.
well, that, I guess, wasn't ever a thing, or maybe it was supposed to be a thing, and then the whole Konami thing in the background. Who knows how long this was going?
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory it out.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard hearsay and rumor that there was going to be a thing, that there was a story idea, at least,
Mm-hmm. Because, Kojima was, the head of the digital entertainment department of Konami, and April 1st, he was removed from his position.
Yeah.
So, he had a chair spot on Konami's board.
Mm-hmm.
And,
guess they voted him out or something.
yeah, I would love to know what happened, but I have no idea if we ever will.
I'm sure eventually something will come out that's more specific than what we've been getting. But maybe not for a while.
The collector's edition is supposed to have a making of DVD of the game. So
I imagine, since Konami is producing that, unless Kojima pulls a fast one on them, and no one watches it for the first week, unless you get, well, I guess the collector's edition is like a first run sort of thing, but unless he pulls a big fast one on them, which I imagine right now there's somebody in Konami, someone who's faithful to Konami that's sitting there making sure that is kosher. He's not going to be able to probably fit anything in unless it's real subtle,
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to watch that and just see what it goes into, because
I imagine it's going to stop before April 1st,
Yeah. On the plus side, the majority of the game is done. They're too close to the release that they're not going to change anything.
Yeah, at this point they've spent enough money on it, they might as well just put the game out,
Mm-hmm.
Let them finish it and put the game out. Ugh, it's just so frustrating though. Everything is up in the air now. Like you said, or like I guess I said, are they going to change? Because he's not technically an employee anymore, can they change anything without his permission? They've already taken a Hideo Kojima game off of a bunch of stuff, and
oh well. It's we know this is going to be the last meaningful Metal Gear game.
Yeah.
So, anything from there is probably going to be pachinko machines or digital releases on your iPhone.
Though, if it had the right sound effects, I'd consider buying a Snake Eater pachinko machine.
Yes, I think I would too.
Every time you hit it, Snake Eater starts.
Okay, you know what? I think I'd buy that.
Dear Konami,
we will sell
money,
out,
please. Yeah, dear Kojima, we're sorry that we sold out, but we'd like to share the profits with you to start your own game. Yeah, I guess unless you have something else to talk about it, we'll just drop it because it's kind of old news at this point, honestly.
Okay. Yeah. Oh well. It's a subject that I actually have deep knowledge on, at least the lore of Metal Gear, and it's crazy how nuts this whole thing went. Such a public and clearly not civil separation between them, and no one has really said anything other than a press release where it was like, yeah, we swear Kojima's doing all right, working on the game, just buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, every once in a while I check his Twitter to see if he's actually tweeted anything that's not just a retweet of something else, and it's not been much, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
anyways, on to the next topic because we can't talk about this forever. Yeah, once again, that's all speculation. We don't know anything.
no, I know deep down it's the head transplant guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the last thing I will say about it is, like, you know, this happens all the time in studios, you know. At least it has been, where, you know, they either break off into other things, like Clover Studios did with Platinum, and, you know, Tim Schafer has done a million times, and, you know, like, everybody's broken off into a million billion different studios. Hell, what's his face? John Romero started his own after leaving id Software, you know, or I think that's, yeah, you know, so it's happened a million times before. Kojima, if he still wants to work in games, which I imagine he does since he's made a kind of a life out of it, is now honestly probably freer than he's been in a while after this whole deal is done.
Yeah.
So, who knows? Maybe it'll be for the better in the long run.
Or he'll just disappear, never to be heard from again.
Yeah. Or maybe he'll try his hand at directing.
Which
could be a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
He loves Kurosawa movies, so I'm fine with that. I imagine that means absolutely nothing to you, John.
Nah.
Okay. All right, on a slightly lighter tone, I guess. Not really. The new Legend of Zelda Wii U game is now listed as to be determined for release date.
Woo!
So, I'm not surprised. I mean, are you surprised?
No. I'd been surprised if it actually did come out this year.
It's very true. That's a good point, yeah. You know, good times and all, but, you know, probably wasn't going to happen. Never, and definitely won't now.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that that little picture in the... I'm also including an article about it. It's kind of a shorter one, but the new Fatal Frame game is supposed to be coming to the United States.
Nice.
So, finally, you know, we just missed 3 or 4 of them. But, you know, hey, that's good, I guess. I'm going to have to now steal your Wii U for Fatal Frame and Bayonetta 2.
Or just buy a Wii U.
Yeah, that's not happening right now. Weddings are expensive.
Yeah, I know.
You're aware. And then I guess the last little bit of news that I have on our little docket here is let me read the title just because it sounds awesome. After 1.3 million downloads on Xbox One, a 1080p 60 frames per second. What's the full word? Dark Dreams Don't Die D4 is set to hit Steam in June, I guess. Steam, Good Old Games, the Humble Store, and Playism, and it'll only be $15.
Yeah, I will probably put down the $15 for that, even though I have it through games with or Xbox Live Gold. I've yet to actually play it, which is something I should probably get on. But it, from everything I've seen of it, I saw like a video of it being played for about a half hour. I hope that game gets enough so they can continue making more episodes for it.
Yeah. I mean, he has that's Swery, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Look at us being professional and knowing exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's... I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Swery65, yeah. Yeah, he's got kind of a following. There was the release of the director's edition of his last game that I cannot remember right now. Oh God, my memory's terrible right now. But this last game, go ahead. You were gonna say it?
No, I don't know.
No?
Just edit your voice over to monotone in that area.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
That's still way too much work. But I mean, that game's director's cut got a huge following because of its weird quirkiness, and this is the same thing but a supernatural cop story instead.
Yes, I need to learn more about that Catwoman thing.
What a weird game. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I guess that kind of draws the episode to a close. Unless you got anything else to mention.
No.
It's great. It's great.
The drawing out the as long as I could also helps.
That makes for great audio. Makes for fantastic audio. It's great. It's great. Over, pretend this was a radio show. We'd have to put goofy sound effects in.
Shapow!
Like boing, and something vaguely racist probably because morning shows.
Oh, I was thinking of what I could say that wasn't going to be too over the line, and I figured I'll just self-censor and not say anything.
Yeah, if you did say something too far, I'd just go over it with like a beep, just like beep, and then be like, God damn it, John. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for this episode 15, which chronologically comes after 15.5. Good job, David. I'll take full responsibility for that one. But yeah. You can... we don't have any emails, but you can email us this week. But you can email us at StarminePodcast@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Twitter at StarminePodcast. And I think we have a WordPress as well, which will be linked in the description that hasn't been updated in a while. But hopefully this time will. So yeah, have a good day or night, everybody.
Woo! Woo!